Game 6 of the NBA Western Conference Finals. Draymond Green there with an assist. Pass to Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was all over the place, gentlemen, last night. Had one of his best games. Draymond there, and Houston is starting to reel. They had an unbelievable first quarter, 39 points in that quarter, and then outscored by 39 in the second half. So just matched their first quarter output and wound up with a 29-point victory for the Golden State Warriors, creating Game 7 tomorrow night. Tom Crawford, have you ever seen a stranger game? In the first quarter, looked like it was all Houston, and after that, it could have gone right back to the bus.
You know me, I flip on everything. It was 17 down. Oh, that's it. This one's over with. You know, it's like the run. But Klay Thompson was phenomenal. This guy had been struggling, you know, and he had 9 threes. You know, Kate, he didn't really have a good game, but he still had 23. And then, you know, obviously with Steph Curry, he had maybe 29 points or so, whatever. I mean, they just got that dynamite effort. It really shows to me that when they got it going on, it's one of the most just wow factor teams I've ever seen in professional basketball. And when they turn it on. Now, can they do that in Game 7? I guess it remains to be seen.
It's beautiful to watch Golden State when it's hitting on all cylinders because there really is no answer. You can't stop everybody.
No.
They have enough people out there, and they didn't even have Andre Iguodala in the lineup.
No, they don't. Now, can that resonate? Can they go to Houston? How's Houston going to react to this? James Harden played well, but didn't get a lot of help from his friends.
But they're missing a key guy, though.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's hey, you start over with a fresh canvas. Seemingly at every one of these games.
Doug Warren, Chris Paul had put the Rockets in position, and then strains his hamstring right at the end of Game 5. And that changes a lot of things, changes the narrative for him, for the Rockets, and maybe for the Warriors and their place in history.
Yeah, I think the Houston Rockets are up against it now with Paul being out. They needed him, and you saw it the other night. Harden had no help. And, we talk about the Warriors. Their team was, 4 Hall of Famers, I think, locked right now. You got Draymond, you got Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and
Curry and Durant for sure.
Durant,
but
for sure.
Think that Draymond and Klay, depending on how many they win.
You got decent depth off the bench. You get a lot of contributors off the bench as well.
And Steve Kerr, he's going to be in it.
Yeah, sure. And so that's the thing that I say. This is one of the best teams of all time. So when you have the Rockets now wounded with their star point guard not playing, I just don't see how they're going to win this Game 7.
If the Rockets could figure a way to win this Game 7, and they're going to be doing that at the Toyota Center in Houston.
Right.
That would mean Golden State won 3 games by a combined 83 points and lost the series.
It's not a total point hockey series from the old days, Neil.
Total goals.
I want to talk a little bit about the Indianapolis 500. And Danica Patrick crashed today in the race won by Will Power, one of the greatest names in sports. But when you think about Danica's career, how should she be remembered? I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers, GoDaddy.com, or SB hosting gigs. How should we remember Danica Patrick?
She'll be remembered as the greatest female racer in history. And obviously, she's got lots of records. She's got top 10 finishes in her career.
Finished third in the Indy 500, which is
third,
the best.
Right? Yeah. And she changed the picture of racing, and she basically did it for the best.
But Janet Guthrie started that, though, right?
That's right. She did.
I mean, so she was a true pioneer.
Right. Yeah. And then she came on and even got better than Janet Guthrie. But what she brought to the sport with more of attention in Daytona 500s and so forth, the ratings tweaked higher and so forth. There's a columnist for the Orlando Sentinel that thinks she should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, can you put somebody in the Hall of Fame that has never won a race? Probably not. But what she did for the sport and her gender is probably, very much appreciated, and she'll be remembered for that.
She built on what Janet Guthrie and the other pioneers did, and she added the marketing component.
Yeah, that helps.
And really helped popularize that. And who knows who's going to come after? But maybe someday someone will be saying, I owe it all to Danica Patrick. Again, I'm not talking about Aaron Rodgers. We will be right back with more. Our Going Green segment coming up next on Press Pass.
During the massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 for every $1,000 you spend anywhere store-wide. Plus, no interest for 5 years. Hurry! Massive 4-day sale ends Monday.
Get a new car with no money down with Sign and Drive from Team 1 in Charlotte, the fastest growing Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer in Michigan. The 2018 Chevy Silverado Double Cab is only $199 a month at Team 1 with no money down. The new Equinox is only $179 a month with You Got It, no money down. There's never any money down at Team 1 because with Sign and Drive, your first payment is literally just your signature. It doesn't get any better than that. Find all of our great deals and more at team1charlotte.com.
The massive 4-day sale is on now at Denver Mattress. Our queen-size Doctor's Choice plush is just $479.99, and you can save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. Don't miss these 4 days to save at Denver Mattress.
Fox 47's family of stations wish you a safe and happy Memorial Day.
The Student Bookstore is your green and white shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
It's spring cleaning time at every Graf dealership.
We have way too much inventory and more on the way.
And we'll give you $3,000 minimum for your trade.
Lease Pull Ahead is back at every Graf dealership. Drive off a new Silverado Double Cab for only $145 per month. Or get into a new Chevy Equinox for just $136 a month.
And get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade. It's the Graf Spring Cleaning Sale going on right now at every Graf dealership.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
The competition is fierce as judges pick teams.
Each judge will have just 8 aprons to give out.
Some will rise.
Your dish is good.
Some will fall.
Not good enough.
Ooh. MasterChef premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment. Brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
You know, I think I'll get over it by the first game next year. I really do. I think it'll be, you know, I've had a couple in my career. You know, the one with Denzel and them, of course, sticks to my mind. But this is a loss with a team that is good enough to go a long ways, but it's a loss with some guys that that help make life easier on me this year. Usually it's the coach that has to make it better for them, and they did it for me. And so in that respect, I'm not sure I'll ever get over it or ever forget them.
That is Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo, and that is just a moment or two after the end of the Syracuse game at Little Caesars Arena. Neil Koepke, you got here 3 years into Tom Izzo's 35 years in Michigan, 23 as a head coach. How would this area be different? How would our winters and springs and really 12 months a year be different if Tom had not convinced Judd Heathcote to finally bring him on to the lowest level position? And how would this area have done with, let's say, Minnesota level basketball?
It would have done very well at all. It would have been one of those things when, Jack, you could have had 5 or 6 coaching changes over this course of time. You would have had mid-level basketball. You would have probably had no Izzo. You might not have had the players that came in under Tom, the great players. So this would have been a basketball program that would have been very mediocre, not highlighted on ESPN, and not a go destination for top recruits.
Sounds good to me.
You love it, wouldn't you?
Tom, when you think about that, and Tom Izzo with the 7 Final Fours, the most of any coach in the last 20 years. Think about that, and with all the speculation that was buzzing this week about the Orlando Magic, if he called you and said, Crawford, what should I do?
I'd say keep his ass at Michigan State. That's where he belongs. I love Izzo there. I love Beilein at Michigan. I think these next 5-6 years, if they hang in there, it's just going to be truly brilliant college basketball around here. He's a college basketball coach, guys, and that's what he should. He's terrific at it, and that's what he should embrace, which is his strength.
Doug, I've always said that Tom Izzo's contributions to Michigan State will not be known until he's gone, and I'm not talking about basketball.
Right.
I'm talking about other things with the university. I can't tell you how many times I have seen, they're going to hire someone for a faculty position. Oh, I got to talk to Tom Izzo. Something else is happening. Well, I have to talk to Tom Izzo. It's like he has been the face of the university.
Yeah, and he's the patriarch, and there's no question about it. And he's embraced that. He understands, and he's comfortable in the fact, and he's always said this, and now it's come to fruition that this is a football school first. How many coaches with his accomplishments understand that and would be able to do that? And now the relationship with Mark D'Antonio and him, it's better than any in the country. There's no other dynamic like that. And then again, as you say, every big decision he's consulted, he's a part of it, he wants to know, and he treats all of the coaches and all the players and all the programs the same way, and they can all come to him and his door is always open. It's an amazing thing what he's accomplished here, and he's probably going to be doing it for as long as he wants.
Tom Crawford, Romeo Weems, New Haven High School basketball standout, shocked a lot of people this week by announcing his intention to play for DePaul, and a spectacular athlete. We saw him in Breslin Center.
Yeah.
The idea of going to DePaul was interesting because he said that he loved the way that they helped develop pros, which they haven't developed a pro since 2007. What was your take on that decision?
For you to not say that was interesting, that was just nonsensical for him to say that. DePaul, I mean, my God, I can't remember the last time they had an NBA player versus Michigan State or some of these other schools. No, it was a head stretcher why he went to DePaul. I know there's an AAU team switch that he made from Detroit to Chicago, which lays the groundwork for that. But I'm mystified by why you'd want to go to DePaul. I mean, that's a third best or fourth best program in the entire city of Chicago for starters. So it was a head scratcher for me.
When you think about just the three schools we mentioned, Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State, which were in his Final Five, good chance that they could have 4 first-rounders with Jaren Jackson Jr., Miles Bridges, Mo Wagner, and Keita Bates-Diop.
I mean, very often, not just this year, but other years. Michigan State's had a ton of them.
Doug, we got another preview this week from Athlons magazine, and only one player from Michigan State, first team projected all Big Ten, that's Felton Davis. As you take a look at Michigan State's schedule for this year, is it more likely to win 11 games in the regular season, a 2-win improvement, or just 8 games, as Michigan did a year ago?
I don't think they're going to win 11 games. I mean, they could. Brian Lewerke has a Heisman Trophy type season, and that defense continues to improve. I think they'll be 10-2. Where those 2 losses will come from, aside from Ohio State, we'll have to see. The Penn State game will be tough, and the Arizona State game, don't sleep on that one. That's going to be a tough one too.
We'll be right back with more The Big Picture, talking college football and basketball, up next here on Press Pass.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Working with the Ide Company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the Ide Company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
More fun, no filters. Modern Family Nightly.
Weeknights at 6.
I'm here at Checkers and Rallies. They just dropped a new peach mango island slush. Ooh. I could taste the peach. I could taste the mango. Oh my God, the brain freeze. Ah! Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen a lawn that mows itself? Yeah, me neither.
But the Husqvarna Automower will mow the lawn for you, rain or shine. The Husqvarna Automower charges automatically. It's silent, safe, there's virtually no maintenance, and your lawn will look like carpet. Here at Midwest Power Equipment, we are your one-stop shop for installation, service, and information. You might be thinking the Husqvarna Automower sounds too good to be true. It's not. So come into Midwest Power Equipment today.
See, when I think of Checkers and Rally fries, I think of some good seasoned fries. You can get any size fry for $1. Get some good fries. You can't just try one fry. All of them gonna have to be working in tandem. Good. Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture. Brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago and joined 27 pro football greats, more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, Mexico. There you see some of the top football and basketball coaching tandems in the country. Alabama, Nick Saban and Avery Johnson. Duke with David Cutcliffe and Mike Krzyzewski. Georgia with Kirby Smart and new hire Tom Crean. Michigan, Jim Harbaugh and John Beilein. Michigan State, of course, Mark D'Antonio and Tom Izzo. And Ohio State with Urban Meyer and Chris Holtmann. Neil Koepke, looking at that list, can you rank those 6 programs, 1 through 6, if you were a university president and you had to fill both jobs?
2 jobs.
Yep.
I'd fill it. I'd go with the Alabama tandem of Saban and Johnson. Number 2 would be Cutcliffe and Coach K. Number 3, come home to Michigan State with D'Antonio and Izzo. 3 would be Urban Meyer and Holtmann.
4 would be Urban Meyer?
Number 4, right?
Okay.
And the 5th would be Harbaugh and Beilein, just ahead of Smart and Tom Crean.
Smart and Tom Crean.
Cutcliffe and Krzyzewski, number 2. Whoa.
Pretty good basketball coach.
Does a great job.
Right? If you talk to Peyton Manning, he'll tell you all about David Cutcliffe. Yeah. How would you do it, Tom? Looking at that list, how would you rank those 6?
Harbaugh number 1. I'm Michael stood there right now. I truly believe that. And I think a year from now, next Memorial Day of 2019, we'll be talking about how I was right.
We'll look at the tape.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll look at the tape. Okay.
Doug Warren, how would you rank, let's say, the top 3 of those 6?
I'd go D'Antonio Izzo 1. Kirby Smart and Tom Crean, I'd take them at 2.
Good.
And, probably Harbaugh and Beilein at 3. And Beilein has done. I'm still in Harbaugh's corner.
We know what Urban Meyer has done.
Yeah.
6-0 against Harbs.
Yep.
Is it too early to say that Chris Holtmann, just based on 1 year as Big Ten Coach of the Year?
What's your attraction to Tom Crean, though? What's that attraction?
I think
a team in the Final Four at Marquette.
Yeah, Marquette. And I thought he got the shaft at Indiana.
He's attracted to Kirby Smart.
And Kirby Smart is.
It's more the Kirby Smart.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, Doug.
And that's why more Coach K than Cutcliffe.
Tom, what does it say that 3 of those 6 pairs, and I think we narrowed it down to them as being the top 6 in the country, 3 of the 6 from the Big Ten and 2 of the 6 from the state of Michigan?
And 3 of those 6 in the same football division, which shows you how competitive it's going to be in college football. This is why we're getting all in a tizzy about college football in May around in the state of Michigan, because we have such great things going for us, and that starts with coaching. And I truly believe that. D'Antonio and Izzo are terrific, but Harbaugh and Beilein just as terrific. And I just think, this fall it's going to be just great theater here in the great state of Michigan, which will spill into basketball as well.
If you put in a 3rd coach, maybe for Michigan you could add Carol Hutchins. Maybe for Michigan State you add Stacy Slobodnik Stoll. Every program could add another coach.
Yeah,
that might be interesting
right.
too to look at.
They could.
We'll get to that next week.
Absolutely.
Doug Warren, I want to take another look at the Vegas over-unders, and they're constantly in a state of flux depending on which casino, which bookmaker you are looking at. And first we listed the 6 that had the coaching pairings: Alabama, Duke, Georgia, Michigan, Michigan State, and Ohio State, also adding Clemson, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, and Penn State. You see the fluctuation. Most of those schools from 9 to 11 wins, with the exception of Duke. I know you're not a gambler, but if we gave you $1,000 to bet, not to keep, where would you invest it on these over-under totals for the regular season?
You know, I'm tempted. I think the easiest one for me, because I haven't looked at Georgia's schedule closely, would be Michigan State at 9 wins. Because their schedule stacks up for them to get to 10 wins, like I said in the last segment. Other teams that are interesting, Wisconsin. Wisconsin at 10, I could see them getting to 11 wins. They got a great offensive line. The defense will be back, and again, they're in the West. It's a weaker conference. But you can't really go wrong, I think, with Georgia being in the SEC East. They're going to beat up on them again. Clemson. But if I had to put the $1,000 on one team right now, I would take Michigan State at 9.
Tom, Wisconsin is probably going to have a toss-up game in Ann Arbor. Other than that, I think Badgers will be favored in every game.
Yeah, they will, and it starts with their offensive line and then a great running back in Jonathan Taylor and Alex Hornibrook, a very productive quarterback. You got those three things. I mean, who cares if their defense is young and unproven? They will be good enough for Wisconsin to be great.
At Penn State and at Northwestern are a couple of other games that could bite them. And they play at Iowa, too, so that's always a tough game, especially if it's at night.
Neil Kepke, I'm sure you have your Buckeyes 12-0 with a chance to get to 15 by the time they're done.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They'll have some tough games. One of them is at Penn State, because that's the trek this year. And of course, Michigan State at Michigan State, and obviously the Wolverines at home. So a lot of key games for the Buckeyes too.
We've been saying this all along. Not going to change. There's going to be a really good team in the Big Ten East. Finish 4th. We'll be right back with our Lansing's Best segment up next.
Summer is fast approaching, so now is the time to make sure your air conditioner is ready. A1 Mechanical can help by checking out your current air conditioner or installing a new energy-efficient model. Call 332-2300 A1 Mechanical and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Sundance St. John's for savings. Brand new vehicles, over 800 to choose from, 1,200 used cars and trucks to choose from. We honor all flyers and mailers. We want to earn your business 7 days a week. Come see us, fun for the family, Sundance.
Introducing the people behind the counter at your locally owned Health Mart Pharmacy.
We are pharmacists with a personal commitment to the community.
We offer great service and free delivery.
We fill multi-dose packaging for free.
At Central Pharmacy, we offer great customer service and can help with all of your healthcare needs.
And you'll always be able to tell we're happy to see you.
Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Do Lunch with Judge Judy, weekdays at noon on Fox 47.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders. And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Michigan is definitely a very interesting place to forecast the weather. We have changing things all the time. Everybody wants to hear, what's the forecast for tomorrow? How's it going to be when I'm taking my kids to cheerleading practice at the end of the day? I'm from Howell, so I do really enjoy that I am still here in Michigan. I get to see my family all the time, something that I absolutely love. If I could choose one place to live for the rest of my life, love being here, love being in Lansing.
left here on Fox 47. It's time for our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, bringing thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for dozens of tournaments and special events. Hats off to everyone at the GLSA for showing just what Mid-Michigan can be.
What can you do with a day and $1? Be a tourist in your own town on Saturday, June 2nd. Your $1 passport opens the doors to over 90 local attractions and hotspots. Explore Potter Park Zoo, visit Impression 5, or discover other local hidden gems. Ride Cata for just 50 cents. See Greater Lansing come alive Saturday, June 2nd, and be a tourist in your own town. Passports are on sale now at the Greater Lansing Visitor Center. Visit lansing.org for details.
If you are wondering what that has to do with sports, we're going to tell you. And we're very happy to welcome Brendan Dwyer, and he is Marketing Communications Manager for Greater Lansing Convention Visitors Bureau and the GLSA.
That's right.
Welcome, Brendan.
Thanks for having me.
Why should people in this area, people who've been here for a long, long time, be a tourist in their own town, as I was about a decade ago?
That's right, absolutely. Just for the price of your $1 passport, the whole community opens its doors for that day. And we get so busy sometimes just going from work to back home, out to the store, then back home, and you don't stop and check out the different things around you. And this is just a day to explore.
Neil Kepke, Tom Crawford, between the three of us, I believe, if my math is correct, we have been in this area a combined 133 years. As we travel around the Midwest and the country, Neil, what do you tell people about Greater Lansing?
You know, all of my friends in Ohio and even in Ann Arbor and other places I've lived and known, all my hockey friends, I just say it's a hard-working, blue-collar town that cares about family events, family things, and that translates into high school football attractions, high school basketball, lots of high school sports, and a love for Michigan State. So it's an encompassing thing where a lot of people like a lot of different sports, but it's a great community to live in because of the family atmosphere.
And Tom Crawford, you've been involved with lots of conventions and speakers and lots of travel. What do you tell people about this area?
Well, Lansing is such centrally located. It's a small town with a lot of big town attributes. It's so easy to get around with our freeways, and there's so much to do. And I think the tourists in your own town just epitomizes that because it goes beyond Lansing. We saw the graphic there. It's in the outlying areas. The outlying area is Lansing. We're all Lansing. I mean, if you're in the outlying area, you say you're from Lansing. I'm from East Lansing. I say I'm from Lansing. That's just how it plays out.
Brendan, do you think these two could find work with the GLSA or the Convention Visitors Bureau?
I'm telling you, they've got the right frame.
We're auditioning right now.
Absolutely.
The GLSA does such a great job in promoting this area and bringing sports events in. You've got a big tennis event going right now.
Yeah, absolutely. 600 athletes in town for our big USTA event. Kind of taking over the area for a little while, and then coming up soon is the Hawk Island Triathlon, very well attended. And a little bit further down the summer, the USA High School Clay Target Shooting National Championships. This is 2,500 young athletes from around the country.
And 600 tennis players. I'm betting that they don't get on a bus from across the country and come here. They have family members with them. It's got to have a tremendous economic impact.
Absolutely. They bring with them their people to watch, and then those people go out and they eat in restaurants and they get hotel rooms, and
there you go.
That money stays in our cash registers
well,
here.
A wide variety of sports, it sounds like, too. Non-traditional type sports.
Absolutely, and that's what you've got to do. You know, we start topping out on some of the more traditional sports. We start looking for new ways.
Of course, the Lansing Lugnuts have been here a long time now. But you've got the Midwest League All-Star Game coming next month, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Big things, and the Lugnuts are such a great partner for the community. Great way to see some future major leaguers there, and it's just one of the additional sports assets in the town.
You think about summer, and you've got the Lugnuts, but something else that's become a real vital part of this area has been Moneyball.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
People who have been over at Aim High, and
it's basketball. How can you go wrong?
Basketball, and you've got soccer events coming in. You've got softball. Just about everything you're working on.
Absolutely, tons coming in, and then truthfully, for all of your listeners that are interested in Be a Tourist in your own town, we've got so many sports-related things to do on June 2nd, the day of that event. Zap Zone, laser tag, bowling, mini golf, swimming, roller skating, Parks and Gardens, the Greater Lansing Sports Hall of Fame is open that day. Lansing Sailing Club, Rivertown Adventures if you want to jump on a kayak, and then tour Hope Sports Complex and take tours of the Lansing Lugnuts Stadium.
The figure skating has been very successful here. You've gotten competitions to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
And wrestling now, you know, the people in the wrestling community who have embraced this and flooded the Lansing Center.
Oh.
Now it's become really a hub for you.
It's been huge. The people that were planning the event hadn't been in Lansing in a while, and they came and went on a tour with Mike Price and looked around, and they were like, this is not the Lansing we saw 15 years ago. And they've invested in Lansing, and now they're coming to the Lansing Center over and over and making that a real home for their event.
I understand that as hotels continue to pop up, it's going to make things even better in this community. So. Greater Lansing, Mid-Michigan becoming the place to be thanks to the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. We'll be right back with more. Our Take It to the Bank segment up next.
Here's one sweet deal. For a limited time, floats are just $1.99 at A&W. Ice cold made fresh root beer. Creamy vanilla soft serve. Best served in a frosty mug. Regular sized floats are just $1.99. So don't let this deal float by. Only at A&W.
You know, one thing I think is super special about Checkers and Rally's fries? Crispness. So good.
Yo, you can get any size fry for $1. Small, medium, large fry. Only $1.
For $1.
You're some good fries. You can't just try one fry. All of them gonna have to be working in tandem.
This could be yours too. But it's mine, because I can't get enough.
Good. Checkers and Rallies. Fast foodies know the deal.
At Not Just Guns in Mason, we're proud sponsors of Racing on Fox. We're just down the road from Corrigan Oil Speedway. Stop in and see us every Friday night on your way to the track.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 47.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
I expected the group of death to be more violent than this.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. Today is Indy 500, and Will Power from Australia takes the lead late in the race. Does he look happy or what? And he finally climbs out of his Penske racer, emoting. And when they told him his face is going to be on the Borg Warner trophy located right behind him, he's really excited, just as excited as he is to see his wife there, who was pacing throughout the last couple laps of the race. He still can't believe it, but he knows what to do with that jug of milk, takes the swig, the rest goes all over him an Indianapolis 500
Where did this milk
tradition
come from?
That milk is going to smell in that heat.
I mean, my God, it's 130 degrees on the track. They had to spoil in like 5 minutes.
You've done
no,
that back
curdling
how
on his
long?
uniform.
More than a half century, Tom.
Indy
500.
No, I understand. I just don't.
Milk.
I don't understand. I don't get it. At least make it chocolate milk.
Exactly. That's what I would need. I would need chocolate.
Jim Harbaugh would be proud of that.
All right, Team 244, we are through the month of May and just 14 weeks left to the start of college football season. Tom Crawford, what can we take to the bank about the Big Ten West division?
You were making this so easy for me, Jack. There's only one candidate. It's the Wisconsin Badgers. We talked about this earlier in the show. I mean, I think last year I made the mistake of taking Northwestern. I mean, what was I thinking? And Pat Fitzgerald runs a good club and everything like that, but I just don't see it getting down. They're going to lose to Michigan the 29th. Wisconsin's just like, for reasons I cited earlier, offensive line, good solid quarterback, good running back, and their defense will get better. And Paul Chryst teams are so solid fundamentally. So taking the bank that they will win the Big Ten West.
Well, you have Northwestern and Wisconsin losing to Michigan. So
yeah,
they both have a loss
Northwestern
there,
will
right?
lose another.
Clayton Thorson doesn't do it for you?
No, not as solid. That O-line, you can just run. You can move the sticks if you're Wisconsin, occupy the ball, and you'll be all set.
All right, Doug Warren, what can we take to the bank on NFL players and the national anthem as we head into the 2018 season?
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of them in the locker room on opening day, and we'll see how long that goes. And I think the players are going to find other ways to protest, whether it's discussing things in the locker room, being a little bit more vocal. And I wonder, too, if some different types of protests that don't involve the national anthem might take place, like guys wearing headbands with messages on them, or doing other types of things as they come out of the locker room. It's going to be interesting to see how this evolves.
Do you think there'll be players who will wait in the locker room?
Oh, I think so.
No, I think so, yeah.
No question.
Neil Koepke, what about the Stanley Cup Finals, and what can you guarantee?
I can
with
guarantee
the Vegas Golden Knights and Alex Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals.
Start off, I guarantee that when the cup is hoisted and the winning team celebrates, the general manager from one of the team will be a Bowling Green graduate. And that is because George McPhee is the general manager of the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and his roommate and best friend, Brian McClellan, is the general manager of the Washington Capitals, and both recruited by Ron Mason and played for Ron for 1 year. The other thing I will guarantee, a competitive series and good TV rankings because of the storylines with both teams.
I have a guarantee about the Stanley Cup Finals, too. It will not be the Winnipeg Jets or the Nashville Predators, and I will collect on our bet.
You will collect
that
on
we
the bet,
made,
exactly.
right? So one of those teams is going to give me a drink down the road. All right. We will be back with our final segment, and that is, of course, our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations here in mid-Michigan. We're going to have our Play of the Week, our Game of the Week, our Team of the Week, and our Player of the Week, a very special salute coming up for you here. With that, on Press Pass, our Memorial Day special here on Fox 47.
It's spring cleaning time at every Graf dealership.
We have way too much inventory and more on the way.
And we'll give you $3,000 minimum for your trade.
Lease Pull Ahead is back at every Graf dealership. Drive off a new Silverado double cab for only $145 per month, or get into a new Chevy Equinox for just $136 a month.
And get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade. It's the Graf Spring Cleaning Sale going on right now at every Graf dealership.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
your votes for Phase 2 of the Top of the Town Awards at fox47news.com today.
Hi, I'm Barb Tripp.
And I'm Phil Tripp from Tripp's Collision Center.
Did you know that you can take a vacation right here at home by exploring our Jackson County parks?
Trails and beaches, playgrounds and games, a splash pad, and live entertainment. With over a dozen parks across the county, everyone can find something to enjoy.
Energize your summer with our Jackson County parks.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. You see Angels outfielder Mike Trout and double off the wall in Yankee Stadium. RBI for him. He's not done. He's not even close to done, ladies and gentlemen. An unbelievable game for him yesterday. Now there's another double going the other way, so he can put the ball to any part of the ballpark. And yesterday he looked a little bit like Mickey Mantle, especially when he hit that one. You know when a pitcher just looks straight down, he knows that the batter's going to be crossing home plate. So now he's got a homer and 2 doubles, but he's just getting going. There's another one up the gap. The first 5-hit game of his career. He had 11 total bases. And finally he gets an infield single showing the Mantle-like speed. This is a guy.
He's still young.
Who can do it all.
Yeah, he's just a baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Best player in baseball. All right, Team 244, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's Mint explosion this week? Doug Warren, let's start with you and our play of the week.
Sticking on the topic of baseball, Mitchell Turansky, Michigan State pitcher earlier this week in a Big Ten tournament game against Minnesota. It was a pop-up bunt, sold out, diving catch, throws to first base, knocks out the runner at first for a double play. It was as good a play as you'll ever see anybody make in baseball. And congratulations to him. Good effort.
Don't find many 1 unassisted, then to 3 for the double play and just diving for a pop-up, something you don't usually see pitchers doing. Tigers pitchers are such bad fielders, maybe they can take a few lessons. Neil Kepke, what about our game of the week?
You know, I'd love to give it to the Washington Capitals win over the Lightning on Wednesday, 4-0 victory, but it wasn't a very exciting game. It was a dominant game early on. So I'm going to have to go back to the NBA last night in a game. The Golden State Warriors won 115-86. They were down by 17 in the first quarter, 10.5. They outscored the Houston Rockets 64-25 in the second half and won the game with lots of great plays, lots of great stuff. It was just an amazing game, especially being down by 17 in the first quarter.
As the mayor of Cleveland, I appreciate you not talking about the Indians win over the Astros today, where they were down 5 runs in the 9th.
Yes.
Came back and tied it. Then we're down again in the 13th, came back and tied it, and finally won it on Allen's home run in the 14th inning. So maybe the Indians are off and running. Tom Crawford, what about our team of the week?
I'm going to go with the team of Indy car winner Will Power. Isn't that a great name? And his team Penske, his driving team, and his pit crew. Guys, it was 130 degrees on that asphalt, 2.5 mile try. I mean, he's there for 2.5 hours. I mean, I don't know how they did. We saw in that video, he's got a knit cap on for fire retardant. I mean, how hot must it have been? So put his entire team, the pit crew and all that, doing all that hard work. So hats off to him and his first Indy 500 win as a driver.
130 degrees on the track. What do you think it was in that cockpit?
Oh, jeez.
It's got just add another 10 or 20 or 30.
They have air conditioning in these.
Yeah, air conditioning in the suits.
They would have to.
Yeah, how could a human stand that?
That's a long time, too.
That is 17 wins, by the way, for Team Penske.
Yeah.
Roger Penske.
Great.
It's amazing. For our Memorial Day tribute, so many worthy candidates, but I want to salute all of the veterans who have lost their lives in the line of duty for this country. And it's easy with all the headlines about protests and things to forget about those, the greatest generation, those who fought for this country in World War II who are still with us, in the Korean War, in Vietnam, conflicts in the Middle East. When you are called to serve your country and you take that responsibility and you do not come back, we all owe you a debt of gratitude. Tomorrow, in the middle of your barbecue, take 15 seconds and realize why you have the day off, all right? I want to thank Bluebelly Tom, Tom Crawford, Doug Warren from the Spotlight Radio Network, Neil Kepke, my Human Hockey website, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week, everyone. Have a great week.